Now, when we look at the universe, in this guest house of the universe, in this country of the universe, is God Cenab-ı Hak not exercising a sovereignty? This is at the level of absolute lordship, rububiyeti mutlaka, at the level of absolute sovereignty, saltanat mutlaka, not a superficial affirmation. I mean, from the particles and their subunits, from the electrons to the nucleus and the protons within that nucleus, there are now over 100 different elements. Starting from there, step by step, all the way to the entirety of the cosmos, to the stars, in every rank, every individual, and every limb of all creation, an absolute order and discipline reigns, does it not? With the exception of humans and some wild beasts, everything is in a state of complete obedience. This means that the Sultan of this universe rules with an absolute sovereignty, right? For instance, how many particles are in our bodies? Let's say 100 trillion particles, though it's likely more. Is there anarchy in any of them? Number. They all obey. Let's look at the sun, right? You know it will rise at 6:15, and at 6:15 it rises, not a minute late. You say it will set at 5:15, and it sets. The rain falls, the flower blossoms, the bees make honey, the trees bear fruit. Everything works at its duty in absolute obedience. Surely in a place governed by such a sovereignty, what will happen to those who obey and show respect? God will certainly reward them. To doubt this would be madness. And those who oppose and rebel will certainly be punished. However, this reward and punishment are not fully visible here, because this place was not made for reward and punishment. This is merely a place of determination. The place for reward and punishment will come later. For example, in an examination hall, does the teacher strike a student on the head when he makes a mistake? No, there is no punishment there. During an exam, there is immunity. Whether one does right or wrong, no one interferes because it is an exam. After the exam, the opportunity ends, and then the rights and wrongs will be tallied. Furthermore, let's consider a military army. Is the obedience or rebellion of a common rankless soldier considered more important, or that of a high-ranking officer? Perhaps a small mistake by a private can be overlooked, but as the rank increases, the margin for error decreases. Well then, who is the commander of this army of creation within this universe? It is the human being, the one with the highest rank, surely, more than any other creature. The actions of a human must conform to the universal order. In the sight of God, a person who has been obedient and respectful will be taken by that sovereignty to higher stations and ranks. So is it at all possible that a sovereignty, especially such a magnificent one, would not have rewards for its loyal servants and punishment for its rebels? Here, it is deemed non-existent. This means there must be a supreme court of judgment elsewhere. Do we see partial examples of this? Yes. God has established laws and principles in the universe, such as the laws of physics, chemistry, and so on. When we abide by them, are we not rewarded? And when we don't, are we not punished? Is there a parallel in this world? For example, an airplane. If you build a fine device by obeying God's laws of aerodynamics, you are rewarded with the ability to fly from one place to another. But the moment you disobey those laws, while flying at 3,000 or 4,000 feet, you can suddenly find yourself on the ground. If you obey the laws he has given for water, you can build a device and sail upon it. But the moment you disobey those rules, the sea can become a vast grave for you. God created fire. If you treat fire according to the rules he has set, you benefit from it and are rewarded. When you step outside the rules, it burns your hand, it burns your house. The electrical wires have a capacity. If you pass too much current through them, your house will burn down. When we obey the laws of this world, we see the rewards. When we don't, we immediately face the consequences, right? If you use a knife properly, it serves you. Use it improperly, and you cut your hand. We are punished in this world when we fail to follow the rules. Likewise, if we obey his otherworldly commands and rules, there will be reward and punishment in the hereafter. So we get a small glimpse of God's sovereignty even here, and there is no amnesty. Whoever it may be, no one is exempt from the consequences of breaking these laws. You see it clearly. If you step out of line, he can also cast you into hellfire and burn you. The matter is proceeding with utmost seriousness throughout the universe, is it not?